Disclaimer before the video starts, this is a long ass video. It's full of sauce, like I'm not joking. You watch me go through everything that I currently do in my agency right now, everything that I need to change about myself. I've literally reshaped my entire identity in this video. Okay, so make sure to watch closely. I go over how I change myself first and then how to change my agency in order to be able to hit this goal. If you cannot watch to the end, right, I'm sorry, but this shit will never work out for you, simply just because you don't have the attention span to even focus on a video that's giving you value. So how are you going to focus when problems occur? Anyway, I'll get in the video now, and then you'll see me soon. I'm broke. I'm going to add an extra 10k a month to the business because I don't like where I am. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact roadmap that I'm going to follow, and then I'm going to document over this month basically the progress of this 10k challenge. If I succeed, I'm going to go fly out to a different country and chill there for a couple days. If I don't, I'll figure out that punishment later. But I'm going to get into the Mario board. I'm going to show you what I need to change, what I need to start doing more of, and my exact method that I think is going to add me an extra 10k to the business. And I'm not going to edit this, so I'm just going to put my camera here like this, and then you can see me. So let's run it up. Okay. First of all, we have the business. Okay, we got the business, and then we've also got me. Now, I heard a thing today that was very, very true. Any problems you're having in the business is a personal problem that you've not fixed yet, and that's basically overlaying into your business. So, let's think about, first of all, what I need to improve on first, and then we can get into what I need to do for the business. So, generally, focus is one of the most important things, right? Productivity comes as a thing of focus. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, and the reason I'm not that well spoken in this video is because I'm trying to also think of these points at the same time, as this is like completely raw. I've got some ideas in my head. So like I was saying, productivity actually comes from focus, and we all have the same 24 hours in a day, so it's not about the time, it's more about the quality of the time that we spend. So, I need to improve my productivity. One thing I do is I wake up at 5 in the morning, and then I go to bed at about 11. It's about 6 hours sleep. I'm going to split test going to bed at 10 and then waking up at 5. So I need to get consistent in sleep. So that's one area. And then what other areas of sleep can be optimized? So you've got the amount of time that you sleep. You've got time that you sleep, waking up consistently, or going to bed at a certain time consistently is probably a better way of putting it. You've got the actual quality of how deeply you sleep, so quality of deep sleep. Light affects things as well, so light and sound, and then what other senses affect it? Smell as well. Right, okay, so we got a couple things to think about. We got smell, and then we've also got sound. Cool. So, one thing to think about is potentially making my room smell nice, so lighting a candle. That will improve my quality of sleep, how easily I can get to sleep. Quality of deep sleep, I could improve by using mouth tape, which I do already. What else could I do? I actually have a bad habit, not really a bad habit, but I watch YouTube videos as I fall asleep to learn whilst I'm falling asleep, so I'm going to cut that out. So, no YouTube vids before sleep. Light, I have some minor parts of light in my room, so I'm going to cut those out. I'm going to put electrical tape over. So cut electric, cut lighting, room, electric, cool. And then to sleep consistently just requires like discipline, and over time your natural body clock will adjust. Sounds kind of falls under that. I think that's it for sleep. So the key points here is to cut light. Room smells good. What else? No YouTube. Mouth tape. Okay. So added an extra hour, I'll be sleeping about 7 hours now, which is okay. It's not awful. But we'll see how much my body actually needs over this next month. What else is like a key driver? Flipping it. Well, to boost productivity, it's actually about getting rid of most of the distractions. So I guess we can move on to that. We can move to distractions. This is like a better thing for text boxes, a shortcut. Anyway, distractions. So what I've done until today is I've had Instagram on my phone. I've not left my phone downstairs. I'd get back from gym and then get lost and not actually do work. I'd just chill out. What other distractions do I have? What stimulation? Phone in the morning. Loud music at gym. Because I go to the gym in the morning, so that's stimulating myself. What do I get distracted with? What stimulates me? So sometimes I'll wake up and scroll. So what I've done is I've deleted Instagram. That way I'm not going to be scrolling at all. I've only got Instagram on the phone that I'm recording on right now, and then I'll be posting all the updates and all that kind of stuff on there. That's my Instagram, by the way. Go follow that for more updates on the challenge. So there you go. So I've deleted Instagram. I'm just going to leave my phone downstairs and I'm going to put that in the wardrobe. I'm going to have my phone on the other side of the room, and then that way that should eliminate that. So all I need to do is get up, turn the alarm off. When I get back from the gym I need a better routine, so I'll make that in a minute. And then instead I'm just going to have like either a podcast or lower level of sound music. Well, not music because it's haram, but stimulating audio. Let's just... Fucking hell, my brain is not going through today. So we went from gym and get lost. So what do I need to do in the morning to pattern this? Shower. Eat something light. One thing I notice as well is if I eat a lot of carbs, I will literally fall asleep at my desk. Shower, eat something light. Get ready. And then I guess it's just getting straight to work. That's it, really. Okay. So that's going to fix that. That's going to be the new standard operating procedure. What else happens? I need to have a think. Okay, that sounds like it for distractions. I don't have TikTok, Snapchat, anything like that, so that should be all good. My next point was my morning routine. So let's go to the morning routine, pattern that up. 5 AM wake up, get dressed, and make wudu. So if I can go to the mosque for 6:15, because that's when Fajr is, I can, or would it be best to pray at home or at the mosque? Okay, let's, it's better to pray at the mosque, but okay. Wudu plus Fajr, read Quran, 2 pages of book. Walk gym, walk back, gym, shower, teeth. Yeah, call me Ming and I don't brush my teeth before the gym. I don't chat to no one anyway. Put a bit of mouthwash in. Clothes. Light food. Read 3 pages. Okay, cool. So, I'm currently, this is very similar to what I've got right now, but I've implemented some more reading in there because I'm trying to start reading books a bit more. This is pretty solid for me. This in total with gym. So this takes about an hour. And then to get there's 20 minutes, hour 40. This takes about, I'd say 30 to 40 minutes. And then this would take about 30 to 40 minutes. So in total, just as a max, we're looking at about an hour and, so that's an hour and 40, 30, well 40, so 48, it's 120, 120 minutes to this, so about 3 hours, right? So from a 5 AM wake up, that should take me from 5 till 7, and then from 7, we're gonna go into a deep work block for back end, so anything to do with clients, anything to do with the actual agency. And then from 9, we're going to start outreach. So that'll be from 9 till 12 AM. This actually might all change if I start outreach into US market. So 9 to 12 AM is outreach. We'll from 12 we'll go from 12 till 12:30. We'll have like a break, right? Oh, what? That's pure. Sick. So we'll have a we'll have a break. I feel so slow and sluggish in this video, please, yeah, lower. So from 12:30 till 5, we're gonna do outreach plus sales calls. So yeah, bear in mind that 9 till 12 is outreach, but if I have sales calls, I'll do that, right? Do outreach plus sales. So yeah, that's about 4.5 hours of straight work. That's a good work block. And then from, was it 5 till 5:30, we're gonna run up a quick break again. And then from 5:30, do you know what, from 5:30 to 6, probably gonna make some food. Because that I feel like that's that's better actually. And you got like an hour sort of food. Because realistically, a walk don't take 30 minutes. And then from 6 till 8:30, we've got like minor tasks that don't take a lot of work, like don't take a lot of energy. Because one thing I realised, we have to make sure that what we're doing is not going to fuck us over energy wise. So gym in the morning, the reason I go in the morning, I can't lift as heavy, but it is a great way to get your day started. Because, for example, when you go to bed, your lung capacity gets like 30% whilst you're sleeping. Like, it doesn't have a lot of capacity. Fuck me, my brain's so fried. It's 10 o'clock right now. So when you wake up, essentially you're not breathing at full capacity. When you do some sports in the morning, some kind of rigorous exercise, it actually kind of gets it back to normal. That sounds like a good like bit of routine. And then as well, what we want is like a nighttime routine. So what do I need to do at night to wind down? So an hour before bed, no blue light, preferably, for optimal sleep. What else do I need? Let's order this. I want to read another 5 pages. I really want to get that habit solid. So that's 10 pages a day. Good shit. I'm gonna shower again, because I love showering, I can't lie. I actually love showering, it's great. Obviously we're gonna pray throughout the day as well. Make sure room tidy. Get clothes out for tomorrow. Okay. I think that's a solid routine. Maybe not in specific order. Shower, make sure room tidy. To be honest, I'd probably put this one just a bit below, to be fair. There we go, cool. So that's our nighttime routine. 1 hour before bed, no blue light. Optimal sleep, as I said before. 5 pages to get that habit in. Shower to feel fresh. Make sure the room's tidy. And then as well, make sure the room smells good. Cool. And then that way seems pretty optimal to me. Cool. So let's go through a quick rerun. So we need to improve the quality of sleep. The way that we can do that is by going to bed at a consistent time, waking up consistent time. Light deprivation, quality of deep sleep, so increasing things like that. Taking magnesium as an example. Making your room smell good, and then sounds, limiting sounds so you can sleep better. These are the distractions. We had Instagram, we don't have that shit no more. Need to leave my phone downstairs now. No phone in the morning until I'm walking to the gym. I get back from gym and then get lost, so instead I'm just going to do this morning routine when I get back from the gym. And then no loud stimulating sounds. And in fact as well, as I'm walking to the gym, I'm not going to listen to anything. I'm just going to let my mind like take everything in. So, as well, someone just messaged me on WhatsApp, 1 second. Oh, never mind. As well, we also need to increase our vibrational state. Now, if you guys don't believe in this shit, I don't care. That's probably why you're still in the position you are now. So, how do we do this? The highest vibrational state, vibrational chart. Let me get a picture of this so that you guys can understand. It's a good picture. Cool. This is good. Copy image. Right. Let's have a look at this. So, basically, to increase your vibrational state, you need to be living out of emotions like this, right? Not emotions like this. The lower your frequency is, the less quality you will have of life. The higher it is, the higher quality of life you'll have. And naturally, when you have a higher quality of life, what tends to happen is that you have a better life. Furthermore, you get what you want from life, right? When you operate from like a lower vibrational frequency, you will have a shit life, right? Now let me explain. Some people, they're like, oh, bad things come in three. But no, it's because you're on a low vibration, and what ends up happening is you end up like manifesting this shit because you're looking more for it. If you look for a yellow car, you'll find more yellow cars. You've all heard the example before. So what we need to do is we need to also be in constant awareness of the vibrational state we're in. My boy just messaged me. Alright, I had to pause the recording. We're back now. Just had to say some racial slurs to my boy because he just sent me a Google Meets link and I'm recording a video. Anyway. So like I was saying, we need to be constantly aware of where we're at in this scale. I think the times where I've grown the most is where I've been the most grateful. So, just pattern recognition. The moods need to be, and you can't help this all the time, but needs to be grateful, content, but not satisfied. And I think as well, it's just like a case of like having tawakkul. And then, like, so basically just having remembrance in God, having trust in God, that kind of thing. And I think, as well, constant dhikr. That's going to be able to allow me to get in these kind of emotional states, these frequencies, because I'll obviously be remembering God, and to think about, like, the things that God has created for us. Like, when you think about it, one thing that I like to think about is the clouds, right? I'm going to draw a picture of a cloud. Clouds look so small to us, but they're actually fucking huge. In fact, they are miles and miles long. The weight of a cloud is immense, but it still floats in the air, and until it gets too heavy that it has to literally let out the matter inside of it, the water inside of it, it will just stay like that and get heavier and heavier. Think about how heavy a cloud is. We can walk through a cloud just because of its, like, translucency. I don't know if that's a correct scientific term, but because it's way higher density than a fucking cloud, even though clouds carry a lot of shit. I can't scientifically explain this right now, but it's just mad. If you really think about clouds, how they're made, how big they are, like the science behind the cloud, you will remember God. It sounds so stupid, but I'm telling you, it's actually golden. So, that's that for like vibrational state. Basically, I've just got to stay up here. So as well, I can't surround myself with bullshit. Because I need a peaceful life. Okay, so what brings me down? Can't see any sad shit. Need to be stoic and detached from outcome. Okay, I did spell it right the first time. And then have trust in God. Okay, cool, let's break this down. This is pretty basic. Your energy will quite literally be drained by this kind of thing. So it's best not to involve yourself in it because it just takes up mental capacity that you don't need, especially if you're trying to be a high functioning and high performing individual. You need to be stoic and detached from the outcome. So what this means is just not caring about what's going to happen and just letting things be, and then just having a positive outlook. And then naturally you will operate from like this kind of level of the chart, and then, oh shit, you didn't even see that. You'll operate from this level of the chart. I need to be more aware of where my face is as well. And then you'll literally have shit handed to you pretty much, just because you just don't care. It's funny how it works. Trust in God, so just literally focus on the inputs and don't care as much about the outputs, because realistically we can't control the outputs, and leave the rest to God, and only God can control the outputs. So what is the point genuinely in us stressing about the outputs instead of just leaving the rest to God? Cool. Let's talk about something that I'm willing to try. Subliminals. Okay. I used this to change my limiting beliefs at the start. And what this did, and what this is, in fact, I'll explain what this is a bit better. For example, limiting beliefs. Let's start here. Get a sheet of paper, and then write out old, cool, and then new. Figure out any belief that does not serve you, write it down here, and then reverse engineer it. Okay, I don't like cold calling. I like cold calling because it makes me more money. I like cold calling because I get more social time. Blah, 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 blah. You will come out with a bunch of new beliefs. Now you need to reinforce that. Okay, so get a sheet of paper, write all your new limiting beliefs out as if you were talking to yourself. I like this because of this, not I will like. I like this because of this. Right, so you're kind of future pacing it, but you believe wholeheartedly that this is you and you are this, right? And then what that's doing is it's subliminally programming your subconscious to believe in these new beliefs. So we can also do that to tap into various different things, like the state of mind of a person who does X, Y, Z. So for example, subliminal for money, right? I find making money easy. I love making money because it allows me to do more with my life and experience new things. I also love money because I get to help all the Muslim brothers and sisters who need help financially. So you see how this, right, this kind of positive talk is subliminally programming your mind after a long enough time period. I'm going to draw a clock right now. After a long enough time period to make you think this way. Okay, this is what they do with programming, by the way. So the reason that people think uni's so good is because they have put this kind of programming in people's minds subconsciously. They do it without you noticing. You can reverse engineer this shit to work in your favor. So I need to make new subliminals for this goal and for this new belief system and habits that I'm going to form, which means that I need to do the limiting belief thing. So let's do that now. This is actually such a source video. I'm revealing everything I'm doing, and I'm about to make 10k in the next month. I'm telling you now, like, I see this shit. Cool. So let's run it. Let's run it up. Boom. Boom. 2 lines. Oh my. These lines are awful. Old. New. This is a bit bigger than I thought. Old. New. So what are some limiting beliefs that I have right now? I might struggle to get in US market because of A2P. Cool. What's another limiting belief that I have? I'm not sure if I if I actually believe I can make an extra 10k this month. What other limiting beliefs do I have? If I had to really think about it, what limiting beliefs do I have right now? Is it about agency? Is it about content? US market is hard to get in. Okay, what's another limiting belief? Come on, quick fire. I'm trying to, I'm recording this live for you right now so you can see my head going. You can see my thought process. What's a belief that that holds me back? A belief that holds me back. Right, I'm pausing the video, I want to think for a sec. Okay, cool. I figured out a limiting belief. I can't wake up at 5 AM after bed at 11. This is just something that I've observed, but I think it's just a mental block. I think that's actually rooted in my subconscious. It's saying like, I'm not going to have enough sleep, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I find it hard to get up. That's another limiting belief I've got. I don't really have like many limiting beliefs I can think of off the top of my head. They usually come more like when you're in that experience of having it. So let's just reverse engineer these so you can get a good example. A2P is easy to set up with the right guidance. So I will find the right guidance and set up A2P easily. Wow, my real booked out. I will most certainly, bro, what? Bro, am I stuck for a lot. I think I'm stupid, I think I'm retarded. I will most certainly hit an extra 10k this month. Actually, furthermore, if you just ask why about this, you'll figure out a new limiting belief, right? So, why do I not believe that I can't make 10k this month? I've never made 10k in a whole month before. What's my limiting beliefs? Let me pop a Pablo in. I'm gonna pop a Pablo in and then get back to work. So I've never made 10k in a whole month. My show rate is low-key cooked. I get a lot of no-shows. Cool, so we're uncovering more. So this is the thing, you have to kind of think about, ask why to certain things. So let's run it back and then figure out the new beliefs. So US market is literally easy. I've got an LLC set up. I just need A2P, which I said earlier that I can do that easily. Anyway, so I can wake up at 5 AM even after I go bed at 11 because that has no correlation. I find it easy to get up. So you see how we're changing these, we're flipping on its head. What's the new belief for like it doesn't matter if I haven't before. There's a first time for everything, and this month will be the first time. Matter if I haven't hit a 10k, haven't added a an extra 10k before. My show rate is good. I just need to make sure I'm doing everything on my end correct, and it will fix itself. Building rapport on cold calls is so easy. I love cold calling because it makes me money and I get closer to the 10k mark. SMS is super easy because all I need to do is adjust script and then have high perceived value on set calls. Cold calling is so fun because I get to make people laugh and laugh myself. People who reject me on cold calls are just people who don't want me to make them money. Cool, so I've literally figured out a bunch of limiting beliefs that I had and then reverse engineered that. Like, this is way more than what I wrote here, but just thinking about it, I got into a flow of just figuring out these limiting beliefs that I have. So this is my new kind of belief system. I'm sure I'll figure out more and add more to it. But overall for now, this is the new belief system. Had this brother text me again. No. Cool. So, new belief system, and then from that, we can write subliminals. Right, so I like to usually do my subliminals all in one because I like to loop it, and that way I've got everything all in one place. However, if you've got lots of subliminals, it's best to cut them up into sections. So let's make new subliminals. Oh shit, did I just do that? That's just some weird shit. Where's my grid gone? No. Oh, what? What flipping shortcut did I just type? Y, H, G. Okay, it's G for grid. Of course it is. What stupid. Anyway. Subliminals. I'm going to put new. Last time I did subliminals was like fucking months ago. Right, let's run it. Sonuçlar has hit its first 10k cash, its first 10k in added revenue, and well, added revenue per month. I love making more money. It gets me more freedom in life, and transitioning to the American market is so easy for me to do. It's so easy for me. We need to write this in present tense. So do, like it's easy for me to do, is present tense, but it's not speaking as if I've already done it. Well, it kind of is. Anyway. Sonuçlar says first 10k in added revenue per month. I love making money, gets me more freedom in life. Transition to the American market is so easy for me. What other things? Setting up A2P was so easy with the help of people around me. I wake up at 5 AM every day without struggle to pray and to go to the gym to start my day right and build discipline. I actually forgot to add journaling. So let me come back up here and add journaling. So after journaling, after gym, I'll usually journal after here. It's very good to do, because it allows you to actually figure out like the bottlenecks or like how your day's been, write it down and then figure out the next best thing to do. I literally got this whole idea from journaling, so make sure to do your journals. It's goated. Cool. Go to the gym, start my day right and build more discipline. Even if I go to bed after 11, I still have no struggle in waking up at 5 because I'm just built different. Fix that. My show rate is good and I execute on my short parade system flawlessly. My sales is top notch and I role play all the time to get me even better at sales, and I also get great feedback from my mentor. I find cold calling so easy and such a fun way to book meetings. I book 5 a day and do a minimum of 100 cold calls to push me in the right direction. I build excellent rapport, diving into shallow pains to get them to show up. My landing page is so good at converting and warming up leads. All my prospects like me because I keep it real and I'm funny. I find SMS so easy and easily book appointments from it because I build high value and authority on the set call and my script just kills it. Anyone who doesn't buy from me doesn't know the value they are missing. My service delivery is golden and gets better every day, and I generate my clients great results with it. My clients stay with me for so long because of the rapport I have. Flipping out. How do you spell rapport? I don't know, I don't care. It's probably P-O-U-R-T or something. Yeah, I thought so. So long because of the rapport. It's not even that. Wait, what? Okay, it's double P. Anyway, this doesn't matter. I'm just bugging out. I've built, and because I deliver the best results in the game. Cool, so you see here, look at this subliminal. You can literally make subliminals for getting higher testosterone. As weird as that sounds. In fact, I'm going to include this. I have the highest testosterone out of anyone I know. And I build muscle easy I don't know if it's just late or I'm just spelling like ass. Appearance-based goals. There you go, see? Little bank. So after this I'm going to record this and it's subliminal. But as you can see we've fixed that. So, let's go over what we've covered because we've covered a lot. It's been a long video. It's been what, 44 minutes? So let's have a look. We've gone over routines, quality of sleep, distractions, frequencies, building new beliefs and subliminals. I think making things like frictionless as well. So like, okay, let's do it over here. So like, what areas, what do I find friction in? Cool. What areas do I find friction in? So what areas have the most resistance for me to do? Furthermore. I add daily tasks every day to my task list to move the needle forward and have a good calendar to reduce decision fatigue. And then as well, I add up here as the nighttime routine to set daily goals / tasks. I find friction in coming back from gym. So we've already addressed this and getting to work. We've addressed this point. What else do I find friction in? I sometimes find friction in cold calls, which we've addressed that point as well. I used to scroll Instagram, but that's gone now. I find friction in. Think. This one of these things. See, what I've done over the past 47 minutes is quite literally break down everything about myself. And this is basically how you do it. What do I find friction in? I don't know, it'll probably come to me as I talk. So we've eliminated this, we've eliminated the friction in cold calls, we've eliminated the friction in that. And then sometimes I find friction like finding clothes, which is like so simple because we're going to put clothes out the night before. So that's sorted. But yeah, I've pretty much reduced all the friction that I have right now that I can think of. So that's good. Now let's look at the business. Flipping out, we have a long way to go. So we got the business now. Cool. So, what are the main drivers for business? So the client acquisition, let's go over this. Client acquisition. Main driver is volume, quality of leads, client acquisition, so volume, quality of leads, smooth sales funnel, so like smooth funnel, and then we also need like a good service delivery. Oh, we're talking about client acquisition. Okay, that is not needed. Cool. And then I guess like just like skill, but I guess that comes into having a smooth funnel. So we'll just say skill. Cool. Now let's actually go over these individual topics. So we'll start with volume. Okay, we'll break down the volume numbers. I've actually got it on my notes here somewhere, so let's just figure this out. Next month's target. So we're gonna keep conservative. We're gonna say a 10% show rate. We're gonna say 20%. So this isn't so conservative. This is actually average close rate, and for that we need 100 sales calls, right? So the numbers are 100 calls, 30 shows, and then 6 closes. 6 times 1,500 equals 9,000. So we'd actually be looking at about 7 clients to break 10k. So we actually need 7 clients. So let's adjust. Okay, I don't actually know the quick maths off the top of my head, but let's just say 710 calls. Cool. I think my show rate will be higher anyway, so let's just keep it at 100. And then let's just keep breaking the numbers down. So from cold calling, I want 5 meetings per day. That's obviously output, so the input of that would be, if I book 1 in every 7 spoken to conservatively, then I'd need to do 35 spoken for 5 meetings. Cool. And then for that, I'd need to dial 100 minimum. I'd need to build rapport and have good tonality. What else do I need to do? Flipping out, we've got some good numbers breakdown here. And yeah, so that's that for the cold calls. Let's run SMS. So usually I send 200 SMS a day. Per day I get like 5 positive replies, and then probably about 3 out of those 5 book in. So we're looking at about 3 booked, which means total we're looking roughly around 8, but I'm going to conservatively say 6 meetings booked. Meetings per day, and then 6 times 30. I'm going to zoom in for you guys a bit. 6 times 30 equals, I have no clue. Let me do the calculations. And I know I'd get this if I was less tired. 6 times 30 is 180. So we're actually looking at 180 calls. If I cannot close 10k in 180 sales calls, I am actually cooked. So let's get 180, and then we're gonna take away 6, 12, and then let's say on the weekends we don't get anything booked, right? So we got 6 plus 6, that's 1 weekend. 6 plus 6, another weekend. So it's 12 times 4. Okay, so we're actually looking at about 180 minus 48. We're looking at about 132 calls if we get 6 meetings booked per day. And that puts us way over the target for 10k. So that's for the volume of outreach. So I guess this can go down here. So to highlight this again, oh, you bastard. To highlight this again, these are our metrics, these are the numbers, this is the client, fuck me, this is the client money ratio, and then this is the cold calling stats here. Okay, SMS stats here. Well, these are the SMS stats, and then this is the total here. Cool. And then, so what skills would I need? I'd need outreach, so like cold outreach. I'd need sales and show up. Cool. Let's have a look. So rapport, comedic value. Let's have a think. What else do I need? Tonality, smooth talking, and cool. So that's pretty good. Sales, good discovery. Use pain in pitch. Close. Objection handling. So what's actually in? So what makes up a good discovery? So getting emotional drivers, making the prospect feel, see, and live in their desired outcome, letting the prospect sit in their current, flipping out, sorry guys, I've not done this very well, sit in their current pain, present, past, future, and then just diving generally into pain points, reframing potential objections. Cool. Spin the pitch, close, objection handling, show up. Let's have a look at the show up. So show up is a lot of like rapport, trust building, centering, call around free value kind of thing, increasing perceived authority and value. Flipping heck. What else? Just having the correct like systems automated. Landing page plus value video, and that's kind of that for show up. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just provide as much value and then frame that call like it's going to be even more valuable. And then the smooth funnel. So the smooth funnel is literally just making things frictionless for prospects. That's literally it, just making things frictionless for prospects, making it seem easy to get on the call, and then on the call easy to sign up. Selling one step at a time and making it effortless for them. So I guess like another thing that we could look at is like where's the most friction? Where's the most friction right now in the actual business? So let me pause the thing and take a look. Alright, so boys, it's currently 11. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to carry this on tomorrow. But potentially a short rate. There's probably more friction in there. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Alright boys, we're back. It's 8:38, as you can see in the bottom corner. It's the 1st of October. It is the first day of the road to 10k. I'm going to finish this off. We're going to start outreaching at 9, so I might have to pause the video again and then sort all this shit out later as well. So far, we've gone through all of this. We're now looking at the business. It's making it seem frictionless for prospects, making it seem easy to get on call. Is sign up, cool. So yeah, what has the most friction right now is probably my short rate. And then I guess, like, if we're just talking pretty simply, I need to make things easier, make things smoother, make things more valuable. Okay. We have easier, smoother, valuable. So how can we increase the value? So I've got a VSL, my camera's freezing as well, but you'll just have to ignore that. VSL plus value video. One thing I don't have is my value video linked to landing page. So I've got to send that separately, which takes more time. It's generally more friction. I'd say the VSL could be better. What makes a good VSL? See, boys, last night I was sluggish. Today I'm on absolute fire, right? Highly engaging. Educates prospects. I've got to be more aware as well of where my cameras are, so you can see that. So educating prospects, increasing authority and value. And then I guess social proof as well, right? So like, social proof. Just off the top of my head, very basic things. So let's see what I have got in the VSL. So I've got social proof. I educate prospects on solutions. I would say it's not as highly engaging as it could be. And it does increase my value. So this seems like the thing that I need to work on the most. So like, work on this. I do have another VSL coming, which should kind of like, oh shit, okay, we're just going to put a fat line here. I've got another VSL coming that's in the works. I've edited it, I just need to kind of finish editing that off, and that's a little bit more engaging as well than the VSL I've got now. And then let's talk about value video. So the value video is actually very good. So it's a kind of marketing blueprint for contractors. This actually, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. We go over how to get leads, different methods of getting leads, positives and negatives. So I think it's just about incorporating the VSL value video onto the landing page, and then, well, the value video onto the landing page, making the whole kind of landing page smoother. So I guess as well we can have landing page / hub, and then what we'll do is we'll take a look at it together and we'll just see like, okay, what's the plan? Okay, so let's go into like smoother and easier. So we'll do easier first. We'll do that over here to give room for that up there. So how can I make it easier for my prospects? So right now my process is cold call, book them in for them. So that's making it pretty easy. And then from there, WhatsApp text to confirm email. For this, I can improve the response rate of that. by on the cold call. We'll schedule in now and send you WhatsApp. So check your messages. Basically, that's like the premise of what I want to say to them. I do say that now. I sometimes don't say that, so I need to definitely implement this. Here. What do we also do? So from there, emphasize the introduction page, and then like a couple hours / day later, need to be sending the value video, because I actually don't send the value video that much to prospects, so maybe I should start doing that a bit more, and then I can funnel them better. But then as well, I wouldn't need to do that as much if I incorporated the value video in VSL into the actual landing page. So emphasize the introduction page. So I do this. How can I frame it though? Like, because people don't want to watch something mandatory, they want to watch something they might get value out of. So what I can say actually is, if I link the value video to the landing page, I can say like, did you see the landing page? No. I'll send the link here. Definitely worth looking over. The things I talk about made one of our clients, John, an extra 20k before joining the program. Cool. That way we're framing it as valuable to check out the introduction page. So then they'll do that, and then I can send the value video as well. So like, I can still send the value video even if it's linked to the page, and just say, hey, in case you didn't see the value video, didn't see the blueprint to our client success on the introduction, print to our client success in the intro page. Here it is. And then, like, what other value? Because we've already just spat saying like John made an extra 20k checking this out. So I mean, we can reference John again, and we can say like, here it is. So hey, in case you didn't see the blueprint to our client success on the intro page, here it is. This was the method John followed. For the extra 20k. Or something along them lines, right? And then send them the link to that video. And then that should get them to watch that. Okay, so I want to break this down. This is getting quite complicated, but it's okay because you can go back and watch the video. It must be like at least an hour long. Let's look at smoother. So I think just doing like these things here, making it higher value, and then linking it to the landing page, that's going to make that smoother. We already book in. We book in for them. We send them a message on WhatsApp, all they need to do is reply. In terms of like the day of the meeting, what can we do to make it smoother? So let's have a look. So call prospect in morning. That's gonna basically to confirm meeting. So then we also have the automations, right? So automations. 15 before call again. No answer text, right? 5 minutes before, send link on WhatsApp as well, in case lost in emails. When you get on the call after a couple of minutes, call them. Cool. So, this is the SOP for getting them on the call. This works quite well. So we're going to call prospects in the morning to confirm the meeting. And then 15 minutes before the call, if they don't answer, we're going to text them and just say, hey John, you ready for the call in 15? 5 minutes before, we're going to send a link on WhatsApp to them. Just go, hey John, in case you didn't see this in your email, here it is. And then when we get on the call, if they don't show up, a couple of minutes after, we're going to call them, right? And then that is doing literally everything we can to increase show up rate. I need to do this consistently for me to actually be able to, like, test this out. So that's the acquisition side. We can go into quality of leads now. Flipping out, that was a bad arrow. Okay, quality of leads. How can we get higher quality leads? Well, I think half of it kind of starts in the cold outreach, right? So it starts from the cold outreach by probing pain points, understanding how much business they do, so we can understand how much business they do, probing the pain points. What else helps us to understand and qualify what they've tried in the past? How much extra work could they take on? And I think like the overall vibe of the actual client on the cold outreach, that's going to tell me a lot about them. So, probing the pain points will be asking questions like, yeah, so I mean, like, you know, your calendar's not full up at the moment. What are you doing to get it more full? Okay, I mean, how's that working out for you? Cool. So understanding how much business they do is like, okay, how many jobs are you getting a month at the moment? What are you guys doing to get more work in? Like, has it been slow? Blah, blah, blah. What they've tried in the past. You ever tried anything to kind of get more work in yourself or not? Try to check a trade. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. Obviously, if we were to get you some extra jobs, I mean, how many extra jobs do you think you could take on, like, per month? Right, that's getting this. And then, like, the overall vibe, are they just a dickhead? Do they answer the phone nice? Are they polite? Are they using slang? Are they not well articulated? And that's how we can get the quality of the leads up. In terms of, like, your actual lead sheet, there's generally not much that you can do there, really. I think, well, to be fair, understand your ICP, run the lead sheet through AI, and then get the AI to delete anyone with X value. So for example, like, if you've got the amount of 5-star reviews they have and you don't want to be targeting clients with less than 55-star reviews, because they're not going to be as qualified, they might be newer to the business, they might not have good business, then you can get those leads deleted. Another thing is use AI to delete all landline numbers for UK cold calling, so you're not speaking to gatekeepers or wasting time. And then obviously when you understand the ICP, you can ask questions that make sure they fit that ICP before you book them. And in fact, this can actually work out quite well, I think, because if you are qualifying them and then go, look, you're not qualified to work with us, they're going to want to justify themselves to you. So if you come from a high authority and you build that authority on the cold call, and then they basically say, like, well, you say, we're not taking you on, they go, oh, well, that sounds really good, like, I mean, I could do this, blah, blah, blah. So they qualify themselves to you in that way as well, and they are definitely going to show up for that call. Use AI to delete all landline numbers, dead simple. You can literally just make a command for this in ChatGPT. And then you can also make a command for this in ChatGPT as well. Flipping heck. Oh my god. That's awful. Right. Cool. So I mean that's that for client acquisition. I guess we can run over like service delivery. Like what I need to do and such for service delivery. Oh shit. I'm just trying to draw like a nice circle. So we've got ads. Well, add creatives, add copy, funnel, follow up. Creatives, copy, funnels, follow up. And then I guess like systematization. Let's run over this first. So creatives, find what works, and rip the creatives. I'm not going to be focusing too much on service delivery because I'm still trying to like nail that in. What's working well? Personalized. Authentic. Add copy. So if that's working well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not going to go over too much on this. Just because I still have a lot of learning to do, so I can also kind of make myself a what to learn sheet. So people say that AI is really good for following up with leads that come through the ads. I know some things to look into is like VAPI AI, so I might look into that. And then you just kind of have manual like automation. So the funnel is going to be landing page. So we're going to have a survey / form, and then what I want to do as well is have a thanks for booking, or thanks for your info, you can book your quote now. And then that way we don't really need to do anything, and then if they don't book for a quote, we can call them to book them in for a quote, and if we do, we can still triage call them after they book in for a quote to basically qualify them. Cool, I like this. This looks good. I just need to build that out now and then have it as templates, which I'll talk about in systematization. So, split test different funnels, find what works well, use the funnel for all the clients and rebrand for their company, do the same with add creatives and copy. So look, as an agency, we want our process for us to be quite simple, right? So what my plan is, I want to split test a bunch of different funnels, not in the sense of like I'm going to try a bunch of different funnels, but I'm going to stick to one funnel and then test different things inside that funnel. find what works well, and then use that funnel that's working well right now for all the clients, and then split test. So if I have 6 clients using the same funnel, I can run 6 different tests, right? So I'll have one variable that stays the same in one of the clients, and then 5 different things on all the other funnels. That way I can basically maximize the volume of funnels that I am testing out on. And then all you need to do is rebrand for the company, copy and paste it, and then find the winning ad creatives and copy by testing, obviously between clients. Find what works and then apply it to all future clients. So I mean, this is the game plan. I mean, it's pretty big. We're at 23% right now. To read the text, it's about 157%. You know, but this is my game plan. I need to start outreaching in 1 minute. So I mean, boys, if you enjoyed this, good. I'm going to be basically doing this tonight. I'm literally just going to be preparing myself as well, patterning and everything. And if I find more to talk about before I upload this YouTube video, I'm going to just put it in the editing. So